Oh boy, oh boy. We actually had a fun football game to watch. It was actually exciting to watch. I'm honestly shocked, and I'm definitely not going to throw anything away from Jalen Hurts. I'm just going to be joking at this point. It just felt like it was scripted. It completely felt like it was scripted just to happen like this. Carson Wentz gets benched. Uh, a backup quarterback comes in, and they go up against one of the better teams in the NFL in the Saints, and they beat them. And they beat them. It felt scripted at this point. That just anytime a backup quarterback comes in for Carson Wentz, they just automatically win the game. It just feels like it at that point. But definitely, I'm not going to throw anything away from what Jalen Hurts did tonight. He balled out there. He did. He was absolutely fantastic. He was unbelievable. He was really good, especially utilizing the run game. We had two rushers with over 100 yards. When the hell is the last time we've seen that at all during a season? That's just amazing at that point. I'm just like, finally, it's about damn time that we finally got something like that. I'm just like, oh my god, why did it take so long for this to happen? But hey, not gonna complain. I am not going to complain whatsoever. I'm just going to sit back, relax, and just enjoy a football game for once. Enjoy a football game for once. That's all that matters to me at this point. Just sit back and watch the rest of the season because I have no expectations for this damn team at all. I don't. Just watch Jalen Hurts play because most likely he is going to be the starting quarterback for the rest of the season. You just cannot put Carson in after what Hurts did tonight. That's just not going to happen. That's not reality. So sit back and watch the rest of the season unfold. Who knows? Maybe the Eagles will win out. I don't expect that to happen whatsoever, but that would be very hilarious if the Eagles do win out the rest of the season. You never know with this team. You just never know. And if you look at the stat line for Jalen Hurts tonight, he threw 17 out of 30 for 167 yards. He threw for a touchdown. In the running side of the game for Jalen Hurts, 18 carries, 106 yards. He was dynamic with his feet. He was getting out of the pocket, rushing for yards. He just looked fantastic. He looked comfortable. And even with the offensive line, honestly, not protecting them that well, he still managed to use his legs, get out of that scrambles, and just find ways to make plays happen. And it's something a little different because Carson just hasn't been able to do that this season. Also credit that the offensive line has been terrible for him. And also Carson Wentz is not as mobile as a quarterback as, say, Jalen Hurts would be. But it's nice to see Jalen Hurts find ways to get out of those coverages, to find ways to make some plays happen. And there were a lot of times today where he wasn't able to find the open mans. That's why you saw so many miscompletions, because there was no one open, and he just had to throw the ball out of bounds just so he wouldn't get sacked and lose some yardage. That's something refreshing to see, a quarterback that can actually throw the ball away when you don't, so he doesn't get sacked. I'm not throwing a little shade at Carson right there, but I love Carson to death, but still, that's something that he hasn't been doing the entire season. And just going through the rest of the game too, the defense. Defense stepped up today, especially in the first half. The Saints, they did look a little bit sluggish, but the defense did step up. Even though we did lose some people, we lose some key people. We lost Slay, we lost McLeod, we lost Maddox, and those are definitely three key defenders on the outside. And when you lost those key guys, that's when you saw the Saints start to wake up a little bit, especially in the when they started to pass the ball, because they started to wake up a little bit in the second half. They started to gain some pointage. They started to creep up into the game, and oh my god, the ending of the game, Jesus, the Eagles has had to make it so stressful. It was just like, oh my god, what are these Eagles? We are watching them 17-0 in the first half. Oh my goodness. And then 5 minutes left in the game. Okay, Eagles, do not blow this. Okay, this is the 2020 Eagles at this point. Okay, we are watching the 2020 Eagles collapse in front of our faces, but they managed to pull off the victory. And there were some questionable things in this game. There was one pass to Zach Ertz that should have been a first down, but for some reason the refs didn't call it a first down. I'm not going to go into that much, but it was just very confusing in my eyes. And then also, Miles Sanders, to give another person credit, he had a fantastic game as well. If you look at his stat line for the night, 14 carries, 115 yards. He had an 80-plus touchdown run. It was just like, once you saw him break through on that run, you were just like, he's gone. There is no one defending him whatsoever. It's just like, there's Miles Sanders. There's the guy we all know and love. And there's the guy that they need to use more because it was a very common theme the previous so many weeks that Doug Peterson, once there was something going wrong with the run game where the defense of the other team was stopping it, he would just completely abandon it. And it felt like there was a consistency with the run game, whether that was Miles Sanders, whether that was using Jalen Hurts. It felt like there was some type of consistency, and that was a nice change of pace to see. And like I said, I'm mainly just going to go through the positives because that's the only way I'm going to look at this game. I'm not going to complain about anything. It was, like I said, it was just nice to actually watch a exciting football game for once. It just really did. And of course, one of the touchdowns in this game for the Eagles, of course it went to Alshon Jeffrey. I'm just like, of course you are the guy that gets the touchdown when Carson is benched. I mean, just like, you gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me at this point. It's just like, come on, man. It's just like, yeah, that's definitely one of the people that get the touchdown when Carson gets benched. It's just like, oh, God. Oh, boy, Alshon Jeffrey. Alshon Jeffrey. That was his only catch of the day, too. That was really funny as well. And then Jalen Reagor, he got a few catches in there. And there was one of those catches where he was just completely wide open, and at first I thought he was gone the entire way, but then he got around to like the 25 to 20 yard line. It was a nice catch right there, and he also had one more chance, I think earlier before that play, where he was wide open. He just he wasn't able to catch up to the ball enough. Even though those are some type of plays where I feel like he needs to reach out more to try to grab the ball. But then I can also see he probably wasn't close enough to the ball to reach out in order to grab it. It was just one of those type of plays. He made up for it a couple plays later with that wide open catch where he ran to go down the field. It's just, even though it kind of felt the same though with the passing game where some players weren't getting open. That's why you saw Jalen Hurts only have 17 completions and he's 17 for 30 because no one was getting open. He wasn't able to throw to people. Majority of the time, he had to throw the ball out of bounds because no one was getting open. And that's the right thing to do right there. And he utilized his speed. And that's why he had so many yards on the day. And they utilized Miles Sanders well. It's just the rushing game for the Philadelphia Eagles, that's what changed the game for them. And going up against one of the better defenses in the NFL, the rushing game won them this game, and also the defense in the first half. The defense in the first half was spectacular. And just going through this game, you get that first touchdown for the Eagles to Alshon Jeffrey. And then also before that, the Saints missed the field goal. They were going down the field. They had some type of consistency. Just they happened to miss the field goal. And it goes right the other way for the Eagles. And they go and get a touchdown for Alshon Jeffrey right there. The defense steps up once again. They actually get an interception for the first time in it felt like years. I think the stat was it's only their fourth interception of the season. I'm just like, oh my goodness, that's how bad the defense has been this entire season. And then they get the field goal after that, and then you get that big touchdown run by Miles Sanders, and then you get the ball back right before the half ends, and then Jake Elliott misses the field goal. I'm just like, what the hell happened to Jake Elliott? He goes for the field goal, it's very short, and he hits the upright. What the hell happened to him? What the hell happened to Jake Elliott? I have no idea. He's terrible. He's been terrible this season. Mainly the entire team has been terrible, but he's also one of the guys that's standing out because Doug Peterson, especially even going into the other zone for the New Orleans Saints when he got into the Saints zone, it felt like he was going for more on fourth down, more and more and more. It also feels like that every single week he's going for it more on fourth down instead of trying to go for that field goal, which is kind of showing that he doesn't trust Jake Elliott right now, which is understandable because he's missing field goals. He's missing field goals from 20, 30 yards out. He hitting the upright, just completely missing it either wide left or wide right. It's just, I don't know what's wrong with the guy. I have no idea what is wrong with Jake Elliott. And the Eagles go up 17-0 in the first half. And it also kind of felt like after that missed field goal, the Saints did kind of draw some type of momentum off that because they did wake up a little bit in the second half. They get their first drive of the second half, which goes for a touchdown. Actually, their first two drives of the second half, they are touchdowns. And they're starting to make a game out of this a little bit. But then they fumble the ball. Taysom Hill fumbles the ball. The Eagles recover. I think it was around the 45 to the 50-yard line. They go back down the field. Miles Sanders gets that touchdown. And then the Saints, they try to go back. They try to go for another touchdown. They missed the field goal once again, so their kicker also had a very bad game today. So basically both kickers for both sides had terrible games at this point. But then you get the Eagles trying to close out the game on the second to last drive for them, and then they decide to run the ball with Hurts. They do, and then Hurts fumbles the ball, which allows the Saints to recover and then go for a touchdown, which was a fantastic catch right there for the touchdown for the Saints. It was a fantastic play. They went right down the field, and you can clearly tell with the missing personnel for the Eagles, when you're missing Slay, you're missing McLeod, you're missing Maddox, that the Saints were having a much easier time passing the ball and getting down the field and able to score their points. That's what also the difference was during the second half, I believe, for this game. The missing of personnel right there, and then the Saints found ways to get more comfortable and get the easier plays going to get down the field. And it's funny too, because they tried to go for the onside kick after the touchdown, and a very questionable situation with the onside kick, because how did the Eagles recover that? How did the Eagles recover that ball? I have no idea. It honestly looked like on the replay they didn't even recover it at all. It felt like the Saints did recover it, but for some reason the refs just called it Eagles ball. I couldn't tell whatsoever from any replay angle that the Eagles recovered that ball on the onside kick. It's just like, okay, I'll take that. We take those, I guess. It's just, what a weird game. What a weird game, but it was exciting too. It was very exciting, and then the Eagles win a game. The Eagles win a game. They are now 4-8-1. They are in third place, and the Dallas Cowboys won today. The Washington football team won. The Giants didn't lose. So the Eagles are technically still in it. They're technically still in a push for that first place spot in the NFC East. Man, this division is trash. It is so bad right now. It's unbelievable. It is so unbelievable right now. And like I said, I'm just going to go into every game sitting back, relaxing, just trying to find a way to enjoy games. In this game, I did enjoy a lot because they managed to make the game exciting. They did. There were some sloppiness along the way. There definitely was. But it was exciting to see what Jalen Hurts could do, especially with the mobility of his legs. Same thing with the use of Miles Sanders. Miles Sanders had a breakthrough game today for this season. And especially that long touchdown run really did boost his stats a little bit. But that was a fantastic run, and he had a fantastic game as well. Definitely did. And like I said, with the passing game, he had so many misses on the pass just because there was not that many people getting open. The Saints play the best man-to-man coverage in the NFL. So that's probably why so little people were getting open. Even though it's the same thing every week, no one gets open for the quarterbacks on this team. So it's understandable why Hurts had to throw the ball away so many times, and why so many times he had to rush more than pass the ball. So it was a nice change of pace for this game. It definitely was. And like I said in the beginning of this video, Hurts is definitely going to be starting next week. Even though Doug has not officially stated that, you just don't go back to Carson Wentz after this week. You don't go back to Carson Wentz after this entire situation. That's just not reality at this point. I expect Hurts to start every other game going into the end of the season. He'll start next week against Arizona. He'll start against the game in Dallas, and he'll start against the final game against Washington. That's just what I expect at this point. What do I expect for the Eagles going forward? I have no idea. Like I said, I'm just going to sit back, relax, enjoy football for the final 3 weeks so it can be finally over. So this damn season can be finally over. Oh, it's been a long season. It's been an absolutely long season. And I'm not going to get mad anymore. I'm definitely not. This was enjoyable for once. They get a win. They beat the Saints. They upset the Saints, surprisingly. I didn't expect them to win this game. They did. Jalen Hurts balled out. Miles Sanders balled out. And the defense, honestly, in this game, stepped up. I'll give it to them. So I want to get your thoughts about this game. What are your thoughts about this Eagles win? What are your thoughts about Jalen Hurts and his performance? Same thing with Miles Sanders and his performance. And what do you think it's the case for the Eagles the rest of the way? Does Jalen Hurts start every game going forward? And how do you think they're going to shape up with the final 3 games of the season against Arizona, Dallas, and Washington? I want to hear your thoughts. So don't forget to leave a comment down in the comment section. Don't forget to drop a like. Don't forget to check out the Painted Lines, which I am a part of. They had their Eagles live stream today, so I'll leave their links down in the description below. Don't forget to check those out. Don't forget to check out the Florida Podcast merchandise website. I will leave a link in the description below for that as well. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to follow my different social media pages, and I will see you next time.